Right next to me is an affordable subcompact crossover SUV made by Kia. This is the 2026 Kia Seltos LX, which is the base model of the Seltos. Now, just because this vehicle is brand new and affordable, should you go out and spend your hard-earned money on this or not? In this video, I'll be taking you through everything about this vehicle, and let's answer that question together. Is it worth it? Now, what are the price ranges of the 26 Kia Seltos? Well, they start at $23,000 for the base front-wheel drive trim and go all the way up to $31,000 for the highest trim. Now, what I have right here is the base trim but all-wheel drive. So what's pretty cool for 2026 is a brand new addition. If you want the base in front-wheel drive, you could have that. So this one comes out to be an MSRP of just under $25,000. Let me flip over the camera real quick. $24,890. But if you want this to be a little bit less expensive, you can go and get a front-wheel drive only version of the base model Seltos, and that'll come out to be the $23,000 price range. And then this has carpeted floor mats and wheel locks, and after dealer and destination fee, this vehicle comes out to be $26,615. Thank you to Executive Kia in Wallingford, Connecticut for allowing me to use this vehicle for the day. Their information will be linked down in the description below. Let's dive right into it and start off with the front. And the front of this Kia Seltos kind of blows me away because it does not look like a base model vehicle whatsoever. That is actually pretty present through this whole entire vehicle. You have the Kia badge right front and center there, this front grille piece, which has some nice texture to it up top and down below, as well as this front grille where I can stick my whole hand in multiple spots and even down here. So there's so much airflow for that engine. Now these headlights on the side are projection headlights for the main and for the turn signals up there. So all those are projection headlights. Now you step up to the higher trims and then you get LED daytime running lights and all those things. And now down below here, this is just a fake plastic piece. There's no airflow, it just looks cool. I mean, it kind of does look pretty cool, but this is just plastic. And the ground clearance of the Seltos is 7.3 inches, which matches its competitors of Honda and Hyundai. Under the hood of the base Kia Seltos, this car has a 4-cylinder naturally aspirated engine that is producing 147 horsepower and 132 foot-pounds of torque. Now that is all going through a CVT transmission, and all that power is going to all 4 wheels because this one is all-wheel drive. But again, what's pretty cool is a new change for the 2026 year. You can get this a little bit less expensive and front-wheel drive, and it still outputs the same power. And the miles per gallon on this vehicle is 27 in the city, 31 in the highway, sorry if you can't read that there, for an average of 29 miles to the gallon. The key fob of this vehicle is probably the most basic key fob you will find in a 2026 vehicle and for on years to come. Because it has the Kia logo down there, it's black plastic in the front and the back. You have lock, unlock, panic button, and hit this button here, and you have a physical key. This, to turn the vehicle on, you have to twist the key in and start it up. Vehicles in 2026 still have it. I mean, it's only for the base model, but it's crazy how it's not pushed to start in 2026. On the top of the Seltos, there is no roof rails and or sunroof up here. It's just pretty plain. I do like this blue color. I do want to mention it's the dark ocean blue, and that is not an additional charge. And that's very nice. It stands out in a deep blue. Other vehicles like white is an additional option, so I like how blue is not. And then the mirrors on the side do not have blind spot monitoring built into them and do not have turn signals on the mirrors, but have this little piece down here. So when you flip on the turn signal, that will shine and alert people, hey, they're turning. It's kind of odd because other vehicles will have it up here, but hey, at least they threw it down here. And these are 18-inch alloy rims with all-season weather tires. These are alloy rims. They're not hubcaps like other base model vehicles are. Open up the rear door and you're greeted to plastic, and a lot of it. There's up top plastic, the middle, down below, even where you rest your arm for the armrest here. Why? This should be at least softer material, like, or a tiny bit little softer, because it's just hard. It's not comfortable to rest your arm. So if you get this vehicle, maybe put a little piece of fabric there to, you know, for rear seat passengers to rest their arm, because it'd be kind of nice. Little pocket, storage down there to fit one water bottle, but not big enough to fit a large McDonald's drink. So that will not be able to fit it. And you do have some little spot over here from snacks. The speaker grille in the rear and even in the front when I get to it, it is a pretty cool design. I gotta give them credit, like some mountain or EDM type thing, futuristic, pretty cool. Window control and the door handle there. Hopping in the rear seats, these are all cloth. And I gotta give them credit. They're not ultra squishy, but they're not stiff as a rock like the Nissan Rogue that I just reviewed. So hopping in here, you have a good amount of legroom. Now that's it to my driving position. I'm 5'8", I'm not the tallest. So even if it's pushed back a little bit, you still got good amount of room. So 6 foot tall person sitting in front, push it back, not bad. And headroom wise, how is it? Really good actually. Got what, 3 more inches left? So I think a 6 foot tall person can definitely fit in the back. Might be a little cramped, you know, might be just about touching it, but you could probably pull it off. Then you have a little light up here, little handles. And how is the middle seat here? Well, there is a big middle hump, and that's not going to be comfortable. So you're going to have to man spread in this vehicle, which still gives a lot of room for 3 adults if this is pushed forward to fit in here perfectly fine. Now you do have 2 USB-C ports and then a spot, which is pretty cool in my opinion, to rest your phone. So if you're charging your phone, you can just rest it there, not a problem. 2 AC vents, and there is no cup holder armrest for the middle seat if you had no middle seat passenger here. So the only cup holders you have is these slots on the side, which can't fit a large McDonald's drink. So if you got that, you're gonna have to straddle it. But I do gotta give Kia some credit, is these rear seats recline just a tiny bit, more than other vehicles in this price range. So this goes to different levels and you can just adjust it and take a nap in the back. Open up the front door and you're greeted to plastic. The same exact as the rear door. It's not like they made it any different whatsoever. And they didn't even put softer materials here for the driver, which I think they should have put a little bit nicer materials to rest your arm. So again, if you want, put a little piece of vinyl there, make it soft for yourself. Hard touch up here, the middle, down below. And you have a bigger storage pocket down here for more snacks, but still, look at that drink holder. I don't even know if a 16-ounce water bottle can fit in here, to be honest. Kind of, I mean to the side if you want to. So yeah, a large McDonald's drink is not gonna fit in here whatsoever. But the speaker grills are pretty cool because they're mounted just like the rear, and then you have a little one up there. There's 4 window controls. The driver is 1 touch down, 1 touch up. The passengers, you have to hold down and hold up, and then you have your mirror controls. A quick correction, that is not 1 touch down and 1 touch up. It is just 1 touch down. So that goes down, and I just learned now, it doesn't go back up. So it's just literally 1 touch down. Both front seats are cloth bucket seats that hold you into place very well. Your booty in and your back in. Like, look at that support there. Now, it's a little bit squishy. Not stiff as a rock, but not ultra squishy. And it works just as a seat. Now, you have manual controls, so that's up and down. That's the tilt. And that's 4 in the back, and same for the passenger. Like I talked about earlier, there is no push to start. So you have to physically pull out this key, put it in the slot, put your foot on the brake, and twist. Okay, the radio's blasting, but that's how you turn the car on. Now you're first greeted to a full digital gauge cluster here, no analog whatsoever. Now you have your miles per hour, your RPMs gauge over there, and it is dim. If you're noticing it, it's on full brightness there. I'm turning it all the way up, and it's relatively dim. Same with the touchscreen when I get into that. It's not a bright screen. And especially I went into a car wash, so it was dark and it didn't really light up that well. And I don't know if that's a perk or negative, because it might be nice really not to pay too much attention to this and just drive normally. Now this screen can do quite a lot. Now hit this button right here, this page icon, and you could scroll through all these different pages. Just some drive information that a lot of vehicles have. Hit the little page icon again, and now you can go into user settings, which I really like in this vehicle, because a lot of higher trim Kias will have the new touchscreen here, and you go through the touchscreen and change all the settings. But it gets kind of confusing because you have to go from here to there, back and forth. I like how you can control it all in this center screen right here. It's all in one spot. It's on a base trim, but this is should be for the higher trims because this is super easy. So you want to go to driver assistance, you can go and change that, the gauge cluster, change the gauge cluster theme if you want to. So you can go from the blue, the red to the green if you want, customize it to your liking. And then your wiper delay, welcome sound, you want to turn that on or off, lights, door, and then units. So hey, you want to change it to kilometers? You can do that. And hit that button one more time, and now you have your power distribution. So when you floor it, it'll show how much power is going to each wheel in your all-wheel drive system. Scroll that down one more, and this is where you display your tire pressure. The steering wheel in the base Kia Seltos is a softer touch plastic, so it has a little bit of give, and it's not just straight hard touch, so it's nice to hold in the hand. The buttons down here of voice control change the mode to the radio station, volume up and down, skip to the next song and back. This is your call button. And this is pretty cool. This is a favorites icon. So if you go and hold this, you will scroll over to the touchscreen here, and you could set that little button like a hotkey to different settings. So to home, radio on and off, quiet mode, voice memo, privacy, reject or end a call. So you set it to what exactly you want. So let's go to home. So make it simple, and then hit that, and the touchscreen goes straight to home. So you can customize that to your liking. Over here in the steering wheel is some of your safety settings. Now I did show you those two buttons over there, but this is for your cruise control. This does not have adaptive cruise control. It is just normal. And this is your lane centering assist, which is pretty cool on a base model vehicle. So what this will do is if you turn it on, it'll track each lane, you know, the outer bits of the lane, and try to center you in the lane. And if you start to go off, it'll bounce you back in, like kind of turn the steering wheel in. This is nowhere near a hands-free driving experience whatsoever, but it's nice if you're kind of off to the center, it'll kind of try to throw you back in. Now, my biggest complaint about this whole entire vehicle is no blind spot monitoring. Why? I feel like that should be standard. Like, this does have a backup camera with moving trajectory lines, which is, you know, clear enough to get the job done. Actually, it's pretty decently clear, not gonna lie. But that is standard in all new cars, especially in the US. This should be standard going forward. I think blind spot monitoring, we should pass a law to be standard. There has been so many times in my personal vehicles and vehicles I reviewed where the blind spot really came in clutch. I would have maybe hit another car if I did not have that. So it is really nice, and I don't like how this vehicle does not have it. That is the one thing I wish this did have. The touchscreen in this Seltos is Kia's older system. Now, it's not the bright, new, fancy, crazy system they have in all their higher vehicles, but those do things that I think are just too much. This has everything you need. It has wired Android Auto, wired Apple CarPlay. Then you hit your menu, your phone controls, your media controls for your radio. You can go into quiet mode. And what that does is dim the rear speakers or turn off the rear speakers and only have the front speakers. So if you have kids in the back that are sleeping, you can just still play the music and they're not going to be, you know, they're not going to wake up from it. Voice memo to set yourself little voice memos. And if you want, you can still go into the settings and change the display to a blue light filter. I love this. So my personal phone has this. And what it will do is take out the blue light and make the screen more orange or yellowish tint. And that'll help your eyes, especially at night. So if you're someone like me who gets a lot of migraines and headaches, you can adjust this and it'll reduce the eye strain. And the best thing this older system has compared to the newer system is all the physical buttons here. Their newer system and most new vehicles just are a whole touchscreen. Now this, you have radio, instantly go to it. Okay, don't blast it. Media, this is another favorites key. So hold that and you can adjust to all different settings. Home, Bluetooth audio, or phone projection. So that's your Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. So you can have this button to open up Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, which is very cool. Go to the next track, your setup, which is your settings, and the volume and the tune button. And speaking of physical controls, the whole entire AC system is all physical here. It is only one zone climate, so it's one set for the whole entire vehicle, but that's how you adjust your fan speed there, your climate from cool to hot. I don't know if you can hear that, but it is super clicky and satisfying to use. And that's where you set it for your, you know, these vents, the up top vents, the down below. And then down here, you have a spot to put a phone. That is not a wireless charging pad. The higher trims do have that. This does not. You have a USB-C port and two 12-volt outlets. So if you want like 50 different phone chargers in here, you can have that because you could split one out to be like 3 different chargers and everyone in this car can charge a phone all at once, which is pretty cool. This is your drive mode selector. So go and change it for normal, sport, and smart, and it'll adjust the different settings. And the gear lever actually has a sport mode. So if you want to pop it in there, you can manually change the gears in this vehicle if you want. So it's pretty cool how a base model vehicle, you can go and rip the gears manually if you want to. You have your center locking diff there and hill descent controls. Dual cup holder slots here, and this will definitely fit a large McDonald's drink, so that's where you want to put it. And you have a manual e-brake. That is very cool, actually. You know, most new cars will have an electronic e-brake, so this is really sweet. Now you can just rip the e-brake if you want to. Don't recommend doing that, but pretty fun. Then you have a spot right here to rest your arm, open it up, you have some deep storage. And I almost forgot to talk about these buttons on the side, but that's your brightness control for that screen right there. And this your auto start stop. You can turn it off or on if you don't want it. And then that's your traction control. The rear of the Seltos is split up into two different parts in my opinion. The top part, which gives it more of this premium vibe, and then the bottom part here, it's all plastic and more rugged. Kind of like how they differentiated it. Up here, you have halogen taillights and halogen turn signals in the back here. The Kia logo right front and center, your wiper blade, a third brake light up top, and your little roof spoiler. Now, coming down here, you have, again, all plastic. There is no rear parking sensors in this vehicle, so when you back up to like you guys on the tripod, it's not gonna beep. There is a backup camera so you can see you guys on the tripod there, but it's not gonna say, hey, stop. And it's gonna just let you run straight into it, so you better watch out before you hit anything. Seltos on this side, and then all the way over here, you have your 4X badge to show this is four-wheel drive. So if you get the front-wheel drive version, it's not gonna have that 4X badge over there. And the little lights down here on this side and that side are your backup lights. So when you go in reverse, it'll light up to show other people, hey, I'm in reverse. Now this is my favorite part in all my reviews because I get to see if I can fit in the trunk here. A lot of reviewers will just be like, hey, this is the size and move on with it. I like to see if it can fit a 5'8" mat, which is me. So yeah, it could totally fit at least one 5'8" mat in the back here, like my Tootsie Roll socks. And then if I go over here, it could fit basically two 5'8" mats in the back here. There is an incredible amount of storage in a base model subcompact crossover SUV. Long name, yes, but it is incredible. You could fit so much stuff in the back here if you want to. And if you even want more space, just pull this lever down, that goes completely flat, and same, okay, that would if that seat was forward. So now you could put whole entire cabinets in here. You could put a bunch of different things if you want to, and open this up. And yes, you do have a spare tire. Now, taking out the 2026 Kia Seltos LX base out on the road, how does this vehicle feel? Well, it feels average. You know, you turn the wheel and the body roll is incredible. I mean, I'm like going left and right. This seat does a decent job holding you into place, but it's incredible body roll. I don't know if you can see there. Hopefully you guys don't go flying on the tripod there, but it's pretty crazy. I'm gonna take this turn. Now 0 to 60 is 8.3 seconds in this vehicle, which is nothing crazy fast or crazy slow. It's right in the middle. It's perfect for a base model vehicle. Okay, yeah, you guys are gonna go flying there. So it is just average in that sense. But the overall drive is kind of chill. Like, you don't feel the transmission change whatsoever. The road noise is there, but it's kind of just chill. Again, you don't expect it to be a $100,000 Rolls Royce or luxury vehicle, you know. You hear the road noise, but it's not overpowering. The suspension with hitting potholes isn't as bad as I thought it was with being the loose suspension. You hit it, you feel it, and you go on with your way, just like every other car. And I do want to say another thing is with that window down, I'm a short person, I'm 5'8", but I feel like this car is for a lot of shorter people, if that makes sense. Like, it just kind of, it's a smaller vehicle, and I see a lot of shorter people driving this type of stuff. My arm is kind of like in an up position here. So if you're one of those people that likes to rest your arm outside, it's not all that comfortable. Now, overall, what are my thoughts on this vehicle? I really like it. I'm gonna be totally honest. This is a really nice, affordable vehicle. For that $25,000 price range with the all-wheel drive, you wanna get into the $23,000, you just have front-wheel drive if you want to. So this could be a really nice, affordable vehicle. And I like the tech features with Android Auto CarPlay, the digital gauge cluster here. The safety features are the biggest thing, in my opinion, that is lacking. The no, blind spot monitoring, no adaptive cruise control, no front and rear parking sensors. But if you can get by that, I feel like this car has really everything else it kind of needs. I mean, really nice, comfortable front seats, or the rear seats have a decent amount of storage, in my opinion. A 6 foot tall person can fit in there. And the trunk space is incredible. That is one thing that boggles my mind with this vehicle, is it's an incredible amount of trunk space. And you want more, fold those rear seats down if there's no one in those rear seats. It's a fun overall vehicle. And if you're looking for the more affordable crossover SUV, this definitely does the job. And I feel like people are not gonna look at you like you spent less buying this vehicle, because especially the outside, it doesn't look bad. It really looks good. Kia did a very good job with molding this vehicle from the outside, giving it its nice looks. I really like it. But the real question is, what do you think about the base Kia Seltos? Do you like it or do you absolutely hate it? And do you think it's worth the $25,000 or not? Be honest, let me know in the comments below. And please remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to keep updated with more content. And a huge thank you to Executive Kia of Wallingford, Connecticut for allowing me to use this vehicle. Their information will be linked down in the description below.